Good day, students. Welcome to our online learning discussion. This is your subject, English as a Second Language, and your teacher here, Ms. Michelle Joy. Class, before we proceed with our online learning discussion, I would like us to have a short recap or review of the last topics that we have discussed. So the first one is question. What is a question? A question asks the reader something. It begins with a question word. An example of a question is, what color is the dog? Now, the second discussion that we have is about question mark. What is a question mark? It is used to end a sentence or statement which poses a question. For example, do you like Marmite? So these are the two topics that we have discussed last week. So class, our topic this week is about question words. So before we begin with our discussion, let us read the words to learn that we will be encountering in our next slides. Please repeat after me so you can still practice your reading skills and your speaking skills even if you're just at home. Are you ready to read now? Let's start. Number 1, question. Number 2, word. Number 3, ask. Number 4, answer. Number 5, information. Now class, let's have a short discussion about these 5 words. First one is question. What is a question? A question is a request for information or action. When writing a question, you should always end the sentence with a question mark, in which we have discussed last week. Now let's proceed to the second word, which is word. What is a word? In language, a word is the smallest element that may be pronounced in isolation. This contrasts with a morpheme, which is the smallest unit of meaning but will not necessarily stand on its own. A word may consist of a single morpheme. For example, rock, red, quick, run, and go. So class, everything that comes out from our mouth, from our mind, and even the things that we write consists of words. And every word, it has a meaning. Now let's proceed to the third word, which is ask. It is important that you understand the information you are given to help you get better and stay well. It's okay to ask. What is my main problem? What do I need to do? Why is it important I do this? Asking questions can help you to, number 1, take care of your health, prepare for medical tests, take your medicines in the right way. So basically, class, the meaning of ask is to know information. Now, class, let's go to the fourth word, which is answer. Answer. Something that you say, write, or do to react to a question or situation. For example, I rang the bell, but there was no answer. Now, the last word we have is information. What is information? Information is data that has been processed to make it meaningful and useful. Data plus meaning equals information. So these are the 5 words that we have. Let's read them again. Question, word, ask, answer, and information. Let's proceed to our discussion. Now class, before we proceed with our formal discussion, let us read the objectives of the lesson. First one is, students must be able to know what a question word is. And number 2, students must be able to know different question words. So class, enable for you to learn what a question word is and some examples of question words, Please watch the entire video from the start to the end so you will know these things.
Hello, welcome. Today we're going to talk about WH question words. There are numbers of words in the English language that are used primarily to make questions. These words are question words, sometimes known as WH question words because most of them start with WH letters. For example, we have who, what, where, when, why, which, how. Let's start with the first one. If we want to ask about a person, we use who. Who is that boy? My brother Tom. We use what to ask about a specific thing or object. For example, what is on the table? There is a pencil. If you want to ask about a place, you have to use where. Where do you live? I live in Spain. We use when to ask about a time, occasion, or moment. For example, when is your birthday? It is on September. If you want to ask for a reason, we use why. Why was she late? Because she missed the train. We use which to ask about an option or choice. Which is the biggest animal in the world? The Antarctic blue whale. If you want to ask for a way, manner, or a form, you have to use how. How did you go to school? By bus. Thank you very much. See you soon.
Class, here are some examples of question words. So always remember, class, there are some words we can use to make questions. And here are some examples. First one is who. Next, we have where, when, why, how, what time, how old, whose, how often, and what. Now, class, let us discuss some question words in the following slides. Question words. The first question word that we have is who. Ask about person, act as subject of the sentence. Example, who is that woman? Who are you phoning? The second question word that we have is where. Asking in or what place or position. Examples, where do you live? Where are my boots? The third question word we have is when. Asking about time, occasion, moment. Examples, when can I see you? When did you last see him? Let's continue, class, with the question words. We are now on the fourth question word, which is why. Asking for reason. Explanation. Why were you late? Why was he late? Next, the fifth question word, what. Asking for a specific thing, object. Examples, what's the matter? What time is it? The sixth question word that we have is how. Asking for way, manner, form. Examples, how does it work? How do you go to school? Another three question words that we have. The seventh one, which. Asking about choice. Examples. Which is better exercise? Swimming or tennis? Which of the applicants has got the job? The eighth question word that we have is how many? Asking about quantity. Used with countable nouns. Example. How many people were there? And the last question word that we have, which is the ninth word, how often? Asking about frequency. Example, how often do you go swimming? Now, class, for better understanding of our lesson today, let us just have a short summary of what we have discussed. So these are just some question words with the meaning and example sentences. So the first one here is who, means person. Who's that? That's George. The second one is where, meaning place. Where do you live? In Texas. The third one is why, meaning reason. Examples, why will I have to clean up? There are guests. The next one is when, meaning time. When do you wake up every day? The next one, how, meaning manner. How will you like your meat? With tomato sauce. Now class, let us continue with the summary of our lesson. So here are some question words again. We have here what, meaning object, idea, or action. Example, what is your job? I am an engineer. The next question word, which, meaning choice. Which one was your car? The red one. Next question word, whose, meaning possession. Whose notebook did you borrow? I borrowed Michael's bicycle. Next word we have whom, meaning object of the verb. Whom did you see yesterday? I saw your grandfather. And the last question word we have what kind, meaning description. What kind of music do you like? I like classic music. So class, we now come to the end of our discussion and it's time for me to give you activity. Please write the correct question word. Now class, in these underlines, please write the correct question word in each sentences. So these are the sentences. Now let us do number 1 as an example. Please read after me. Paul will have 6 lessons tomorrow. So class, what do you think is the correct question word for the underlined words 6 lessons? Can you guess? Okay, the answer is how many? So class, from numbers 2 to 10, I will let you do it on your own. Good luck! So class, we now come to the end of our lesson for this week and I hope you understood our lesson. Now class, if you have any questions about our lesson or about anything, our PA1 and PA2, you can always send me a message in our line group or you can always send me a message in my personal line account. Goodbye everyone and stay safe. See you soon!